period of time. That's how you build a duplicatable, productive business. And I'm not sure if duplicatable is a word, but you know what I meant right there, right?
Yeah.
And so as we go through from a system point of view, did everybody get their one-page game plan? As this document right here, it's the link that you go to from the welcome text. Just in the event of emergency, that for whatever reason your sponsors knew or they didn't know that they were the one that was supposed to send you the one-page welcome text, let me send you all the one-page welcome text so that we all start from the same place. Because here's the idea. In theory, it shouldn't matter who your sponsor is, how well you do in the business if you have the process. Now, does everybody see over there on the left? Did I put that in the chat in time where folks were in?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
If you click on this link right here, it'll bring up the document that I'm going to refer to today and every day. If you just get in the mindset, no matter how long you're in business or how short your tenure in business, the main thing that we have to do is get good at doing a few simple things over and 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 over again. So that is our one-page game plan. And by the way, this is a secret. Like, a lot of people look around at our team, at Extra Digit Movement within MWR, because how many of you know we're part of a team that's in a larger company?
Yes.
And they say, you know, why are you growing so fast? Why are the leaders popping so quick? It's because we keep it simple and make it possible for people to grow into the things that go with their next phase in business. So today I'm going to talk about system. How many of you know my background is in systems? All day. I work in enterprise computer systems, and the main thing that we have to think about is how to have an integrated system so that everybody can plug in and get what they need. So if you're taking notes on the training, system is the first acronym that we study. What the system stand for?
Save yourself time,
energy, and money. It's the most important thing we can do for ourselves and our teams is make this as stress-free as possible. Because how many of you agree? Your life's already stressful. There's already enough things that we have to do that we don't want to do. So let's not bring any of that stress, that drama of doing things that we don't want to do or trying to get people to do things they don't want to do into what we do. So with our system, my second favorite acronym comes after. Who remembers what that is?
KISS.
KISS. What does KISS
Keep
stand
it
for?
simple, shout it.
Keep it simple,
shout it.
Yes, y'all so good at this. Keep it simple, shout it. And so to make our system work, here are the two things you need. You need the document and the document that it integrates to. So the offline document is the paper. Now, why do I say paper? There's something to the process of writing. How many of you understand that when you start writing things down, checking boxes, you complete the process of feeling completion?
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So once you have your document printed out, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make sure that you bookmark the places that we're most likely to need to go on a daily basis as an MWR or Extra Digit Movement member. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the first thing is just understanding how to shiftyourincome.com is a dual purpose site. When you're not in the business, if for whatever reason you don't have a Zoom coming up next, how many of you, there's a full presentation along with frequently asked questions that you can send new people to so that you understand your job is not to explain. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All the questions that most people usually ask. Now, here's a second thing. I don't usually cover this in training, but something I like to do is after people have seen a presentation, I will send them to the website just to get a second look. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But once you become a member, you get the keys to the castle in the member side. So that's howtoshiftyourincome.com/members. howtoshiftyourincome.com/members. Now, newly added this week is a training email inbox so that you can get news directly from the team. So just enter your name and email if you haven't done that already. Does that make sense?
Yes.
After you watch a video, because this is actually a video, every time I have someone new get started, I listen to this video again to remind myself that there's new things, and I'm always surprised when the video changes, because how many of you noticed the video changed this week too?
Yes.
Did you see it? All right.
Yeah.
Second thing is just knowing how the websites work. It's actually hot linked, meaning, oops, I'm out of order. I don't want to do this process first. I want to go back to the slides because there's something more important in the document. Let's go back to the document and talk about the top. First things first is as you get started, make sure that you do a couple of things. Get in the habit of just doing partner accountability with the leader you're working with. What do I mean? As you do things that change things on this sheet, take a picture of it so that you know you did it and they know you did it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
in the document, it says sponsor 3 and hit ED. Now, our goal within our team is for new people to get paid and promoted their first week. We want people to feel what momentum is like, to feel what it's like to use a process and a system and get some help and not have to have this be something where they're doing it on their own. Now, in order, and this is the most important question on the whole document is right here at the top. In order to make my business worthwhile, I'm willing to work to build it too. And there's a blank right there. Bernard, do you know the biggest mistake I see new partners make?
Oh, what was that?
Leaving that blank right there.
That makes sense.
So you gotta understand goal setting. Most people, it's not that most people aim too high and miss, it's that they aim too low and hit, or they aim at nothing at all. And if you aim at nothing, what do you hit?
Nothing.
Nothing. So find a number that's meaningful to you to put there to make this business worthwhile to you. Now, here's the good news. If you set a number that's really low, you'll hit it. And then we can set a new number when you get there. If you set a number that's really high, you got to really look at yourself, figure out where in the comp plan that is, and say, I'm willing to do the work to build it to there. Because the next question you do have to ask yourself, after you ask how much I'm willing to build it to, is how long, how many hours a day, over what length of time am I willing to work, and what things am I committing to do to get to that number? You know, a good friend of mine told me today that for her to be comfortable with what she was doing, she's gonna have to get to $15,000 a month. I said, good, I know exactly where that is in the comp plan. Let's talk about what we need to do systematically to get from here to there. Because here's the reality. The first level of daily guarantee is not $15,000 a month, it's 5. But you start where you start. Does that make sense? Now help me fill in the blanks for the rest of it. So if we know, so does everybody have a number filled in?
Yes.
How much they're gonna build to a month? Matter of fact, y'all wanna go next level accountability, I dare you to type your number in the chat. Let's see who we got here. What are we doing here? Oops. Where are you? I see. Thanks, sir. All right. We got some real goals in here. 10K, 1,000 a month, 8,250 a month. That'll put you in the $1 Million Earners Club, 3,000 a month. Whatever your number is, I want you to own it. And I want you to own it with the intensity of thinking, what does that number do for you? And then making the commitment of what time we're going to put into the business on a daily basis. That's every day. Because one of the things that Brian Bean really helped me get good at understanding was this idea of no 0 days. Because in this industry, my good friend Sean Hill says that everybody is either their worst employee or their best boss. Meaning if you are your best boss, how many of you give yourself the day off? But at the same time, if you were your worst employee, how many of you would look around at the things that have to get done and let a day go by without doing them? So here's what we do. Now that we've got the number and the time, number of hours, here's what I want you to do. Go through the individual goals. Who can tell me goal number one? Goal number one for new people when we get started. What are we trying to identify together your first week?
5 QFDs. 5
QFDs. I know the company comp plan says that with 3, you hit executive director, and that's true. But we are not, we're not the type of team that's making our minimums our maximums. And the reality is 5 leaves room for you to not be devastated when quitters quit. Put that in your notes, quitters quit.
Quitters quit.
Quitters quit.
And that's how they got the name. So it's okay. But you want to make sure that no one person can knock you out of your income paradigm. Does that make sense? Now, what's the second goal? How many QFDs for 600 a month?
12 to 15.
Oh,
12 to 15. It's 15 that we target because quitters quit. 12 in the comp plan will get you to $600 a month, though. So that's you and your 3 identifying 3. Y'all get that, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the 3 plus their 3 each. That's 9. That's 12. That's $600 a month. There's a team that's that small making $600 a month. And that might be one of the most exciting things in this comp plan is now you've got a number with weight on it. And what's the third goal?
50.
15,
50. 50. Team
Right.
of 50 puts you right around $2,000 a month. You might be over, you might be under, but right around there, because of how that hits with the daily guarantee, along with the car and luxury bonuses, you're gonna be somewhere $2,000 to $3,000 a month with just a team of 50. And for those of you that are taking score to math, that's just helping that team cycle one more time. That make sense?
Sure.
Yeah.
Now here's something that I didn't realize how important it was until I started having people sign up and be in the business and be under somebody else and have to call corporate. Write down your MWR website, your username, text that to your sponsor too, because sometimes people get into the business while you're not around. And we don't want to have to hold up over not knowing where to send them to go. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Question? So that's the hardest part because the rest of our system is simple. It's start, share, and stay, increase your daily pay. Start, share, and stay, increase your, that's the rhythm that's going on in my head when I do my cardio in the morning. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
Now here's the order of things. In order to be successful in this business, you have to get started. I've had a number of people burn out like, okay, I understand it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go find my 3. And then when they get ready to sign up, I'm gonna sign up. You know what happens to those people?
They never sign up.
They never, well, actually they create a process that duplicates of people that are looking for 3 people that don't want to do something but want other people to do it.
Yes,
So
sir.
here's what you do. Because the reverse is true. Start, share, and stay. But if you share before you start, that's hard. Now you're trying to get people to do something you haven't done. So start. Now, what do I mean start? I want you to go through and become a product of the product. Sign up for all of your services. And the way that howtoshiftyourincome.com members is set up is that if you're logged into your virtual office and you click on Money Max, for example, well, let's see, was I logged in? Oops. All right, well, you get to see where we start every day. Every day you start your day in your dashboard, right?
Yeah.
But make sure that with Money Max, you go in and do both strategies. Strategy 1 is the instant pay raise. Strategy 2 is TaxBot. Now, here's an important note about TaxBot. You sign up. All the links over here on the left for setting up TaxBot, you do those in your website first before you go to the app store to get TaxBot. Am I clear?
Yes.
I have something. I had TaxBox, Mr. Richard, and everything was going good. I just made a call to corporate. And what's happening now that I go, when I get in the car and I put it keeps saying in my Google, you already used it, you already used it. So I contacted corporate guy and I tried it again. It is not working for me.
Okay. Well, we'll get it sorted out after. So make sure, because we did have a couple of IT glitches today, and here's what I say for people. I work in the computer industry. Glitches are normal. Sometimes things just need to get sorted out, so we'll get it sorted out. But once you've done those things, and I want you to do each one of your maxes. Every time you do one of the boxes over here, check the box. It gives your brain that sense of completion that once you check the box, now you've got other people working on stuff beyond yourself. Make sense?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Money Max, Credit Max, for those of you, when you get the Credit Max where it talks about smart credit, I recommend smart credit. I think you should get it for no other reason than MWR recommends it. I know it costs either $14 or $20 a month, but once you see what it does on the back end, both in terms of your ability to see, track, and influence your score and to manage your net worth, it's worth it. Equity Max, that's the one service in all of MWR where you're guaranteed a day one result. As soon as you put in the information, it will give you back your debt-free plan. All three of those things, money max, credit max, equity max, you can do your first day in, for the average person, about an hour of focus time. Does that make sense? Now,
Yes.
I'm not saying just start and wait to tell people about your results. I'm saying start so that your results can begin, because your financial picture actually changes every 30 to 60 days, especially if you're doing business every day. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So once you got your back office set up, make sure that you go in and set up your e-wallet. That is the fifth thing. So once you've done all your maxes and your services, make sure your e-wallet is set up. Well, what's an e-wallet? It's where they deposit the money. And I want people not to procrastinate on making room for the universe to pay them for their efforts. Does that make sense?
Right. That's
Yes.
a good way of putting it.
And then because of the world that we live in, you're going to need a Zoom account. How many of you can tell we make a lot of money on Zoom?
Sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So quick, because we can do face-to-face contact, we can share screens, so anything that people are going through, you can see it. Now, the free account, people say there's a free account and there's a $14.95 account. Which one do you recommend? I recommend
$14.95.
between me and you guys, I have the highest Zoom account there is. I got unlimited cloud storage. They transcribed every one of my recordings. It's awesome. But I get to write that off. Let's also make sure that that's clear. It's a write-off. And then make sure up front that you take two 1-hour slots over the next 48 hours. If our goal is to get you promoted in a week, we got to expose people. Everybody say expose.
Exposed.
We've got to expose people to what we do, the way that we do it, so the pressure's not on you. So what does that mean? We set up a Zoom event. Most of the Zooms that you see on our calendar are actually one person's grand opening, but because we're a supportive team, other people will come to your party and support you, but you got to pick the date to invite people to hear what we do. And again, 2 dates. Why do we do 2 dates? Is a power of a thing called alternative choices. Everybody, if you're taking notes, write that down. If you haven't heard of it, here's how it works. If you tell your friend, I'm having a grand opening for my party, we having a success celebration Friday at 6 o'clock. I'm going to have people from all over the country checking in, understanding what we're doing and celebrating success. You know what they're going to say? Man, I wish you'd call me early. I'm booked at 6. When is your next one? Saturday at 3.
That you add.
So we got Friday at 6 or Saturday at 3, but this is something that's got to happen quickly. We're not taking 2 weeks to expose the people that need to see what we do. Does that make sense? So you've already got your OR built in, and that reduces 2 things, the likelihood of rejection and increases the likelihood of show-ups. Does that make sense?
Sir.
Yes.
Now, the last thing under getting started is just make sure to follow the steps from the video and read. Everybody say read.
Read.
I'm not sharing my screen, am I?
No,
Let me
sir.
share it so that you see it. Read every single solitary frequently asked question. Now, why? So that you know the answer. Is it so that you give the answer? Not necessarily, but you don't get your confidence eroded when somebody asks you something that because you're new, you don't know the answer to. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
How many of you gotten asked something crazy? And really, I mean, you know, it wasn't that crazy. It's just you didn't know the answer, but then you felt like you couldn't share with anyone else because you didn't know even where to go to get the answer.
A roadblock.
Mm.
So the way that those documents came to be was they asked a bunch of us area directors and district directors, what questions are you tired of answering? And we put those on the website, the actual right answer with the right posture. Does that make sense? Now, all of those things, everything that I just said today, do you know that you can do that within 24 hours? It's not like this a long assignment where you have to put it off forever. Just do what you can with what you have and get ready for the next step, because the next step is to share. Everybody say share.
Share.
Share. Now, here's something that I found universally in people that have struggles in the business. They mistake the word share for explain.
Wow.
Instead of sharing, when we have, like, I want you to read this. Like, it's funny. people were so amazed at how quickly Sean Hill was getting people to tune in to Zoom. And he said, I asked the question, have you ever heard of income shifting? What people don't process is when they answer the question, have you heard of income shifting? That's not your opportunity to tell them about income shifting. That's your opportunity to invite them to have the information. So I want you to notice, I want you to look through all the steps in peaking. That's our process. Peak, pass, present, plug, and promote. Peaking interest. Text, peak, inbox, call. Does any of that say explain?
No.
So write this down in your notes. Explain, cross that out. That's not your job. As a matter of fact, to share about sharing, I actually, because of how methodical he is in teaching, I want to showcase the teacher that teaches the teachers how to teach. That's Sean Hill. And it's a couple of things that we do because we're in the marketing business. How many of you understand that marketing is fun?
Yes.
Marketers are, I mean, in my professional life, the reason that I have so much fun with what I do is I work with marketers and salespeople. It's fun. And what do marketers do? It's kind of like there's this thing that exists called a pot of honey. And your job is to get a bunch of bees buzzing around it. Just let them know that honey exists. Does that make sense? So keeping it that simple, I want us to simplify our sharing process. And Dr. I want you to talk about two things. So number one, the social media campaigns and how we use fishing versus hunting. And then specifically in the invitation process, the magic that you've been working with texting and using the leverage of having a partner as a part of the process so that they don't have to do mentally frustrating inviting by themselves. Okay. And I say that because here's what's happened. At this point, Sean Hill is recruited close to, not recruited, he's had 50 people decide they want to be his business partner.
Oh, yeah.
That's a person every other day. Just call Sean and says, what are you doing? Let me see. Okay, I'm in. So if somebody sponsors somebody every day or every other day, sometimes 2 people a day, don't you think they know what they're doing?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. So I'm going to get over here and take some more copious notes as we talk about the process of sharing and using the sharing process and staying plugged in so that we get better and better at it. So Dr. Hill, floor is yours, sir.
Well, because you have bigger arms than I do, I think I'll do it just because you told me to. But guys, didn't Richard Hardon do an amazing job of sharing with us how to get our business started? I mean, you know, people say, Sean, you've been able to do this. Sean, you've been able to do that. I'm like, yeah, but you ain't talking enough about my sponsor because he's the person that taught me how to do this thing. He not only told me what I should do, he also shared with me what I shouldn't. And I mean, that's just so valuable. And businesses like this, it's not as much what it is that the business does or what they market or what they sell or how much they pay. It's who you partner with. And I couldn't have a better sponsor than the one that I currently have. So guys, do me a favor. Can you guys give up that COVID clap to none other than Executive District Director, Mr. Richard Hardon?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
That's my love. Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm not going to keep you long at all because honestly, sponsoring or sharing are simple. People are not.
Right.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Y'all think I'm talking about the people you're about to call. No, I'm talking about those 6 people in your head where one of them already told you that you can do it, but the other 5 have been programmed to beat that one down. So over the course of the next few minutes, if you feel a kind of way about what I'm saying it on behalf of the 1, and you might be on the side of the 5. I challenge you to come over to the side of the 1 so we can all be on one accord. Because guys, you ever hear the saying, I can lead a horse through water, but I can't do it.
Make them drink.
Guys, I'm just looking for thirsty horses.
Wow.
You find a thirsty horse, you ain't got to lead them or make them do nothing. They already want to drink. Is this making sense?
That?
Well, it's pretty simple. Say less, share more.
Wow.
I mean, it might sound insane. How do I share if I'm saying less? Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes we talk people out of the thing that they were looking to do. Guys, everyone wants to do this business, until they meet us. And we're either going to be an awesome memory or a painful reminder. Either an awesome memory from this point on, I never have to do those things I hated, or a painful reminder of all the things past. How many of you guys, when you tell people that you have a home-based business, you ever see them start frowning up a little bit? See, that's a painful reminder. You sound just like the person that introduced that other thing to them that causes them pain. But if you use the process that we're about to share with you, it is specifically designed so you don't sound like those things. Making sense?
Yep.
I'm just gonna say this one last thing, and I'm gonna shoot through the process. Just as recent as this morning, a good friend of mine from a former business was just through with everything that has to do with home-based business. She don't want to recruit nobody no more. She don't want to have to sell nothing. Within 5 minutes of sharing with her what we do and why we don't have to do anything she doesn't like, she'll be on the 6 o'clock conversation that we're about to have. Because guys, people always attach their past to what they're about to do. And if you sound like the painful things of their past, if you're inviting them to meetings, guys, you realize we're in the COVID era? If you're inviting them to Zooms, that's painful. Some people at their job are on 5 Zooms a day, and they have to be on them for their job, and here you come with another Zoom. Well, Sean, how do I get them on a Zoom if they tired of being on Zooms? I don't invite them to Zooms, I invite them to a conversation.
Income shifting conversation.
And see, if you follow the process correctly, and guys, first thing we do is we teach you how to be fishermen, not hunters.
Right.
As the teacher said, you follow me and I'll make you fishers of men.
Right.
He didn't say hunters of men, but most of the people wouldn't follow. And here's the thing you got to understand. When you're fishing, you already start out on the positive side of it because you already have excellent bait. We are in the money business, meaning that our business is their money, getting more of their money back into their pocket so their money can go on and make them money. So we don't have anything to sell them. We're just trying to get them back what they've already been sold on, which is giving 1/3 to taxes, 1/3 to big business, 1/3 to higher debt. And so because we have excellent bait, it's really as simple as taking out this 50-15-5 sheet. It's an accountability sheet. I believe everyone should use it because you target the 50 people you want to fish. And you have excellent bait. And so if you peak 50 people, 15 minimum will take a look at what you have your hands on. 5 of them will join. Now, Richard, do I have a couple of minutes to caution them of a couple of things that happen with this sheet?
Absolutely. Yes.
Anybody want to know the difference between the winners and the losers using this sheet?
Yeah.
Yes. Please.
See, I'll show you something. I like to show, then tell. So this is my July sheet. I listed 50. 15 took a look at it. 5 joined, right? I only talk about the 5. Losers want to talk about the 45 that didn't join. Then they call other losers and they have loser parties about who didn't join. Write this in your notes. Whatever we focus on expands. So if all we're focusing on is who didn't join, what is expanding? More people not joining.
Question.
Yes.
Where do we find that sheet? Or do we create it ourselves?
Oh, you'll find it in the group in a little bit, I'm sure.
Okay.
Richard Hardon's quick with it. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just the focus. I'm focused on the 5. And here's the thing, guys. When people get in your business, it grows your pockets. When people don't, it grows you. And we can't cheat the process. How many of you guys would agree we got to grow to somebody greater to earn something more?
Yes.
And so hopefully my prayer for you, if you need that much growth, is that energy makes you go through 45 till you find the 5. Because you need to practice. Don't we all need practice?
Yes, definitely.
And so when people say things like, well, I did 50 already. Yeah, you did it, but did you do it? Let's talk about what it looks like when we do it. Fair enough?
Yep.
Yes.
And so you peak. When you peak, 50, it looks like you had a conversation with your friends. Guys, write this in my notes. I must check up on my friends and my family. I want to give y'all the keys because some of y'all are running out there with scripts, excited that you got a script, and you're wondering why it didn't work. New people, this is what I want you to do. The same thing you would have done before you got started. How many of you guys are already catching up with your friends and family, seeing how they doing in the midst of this crazy pandemic, and they killing people that look like me in the street, and nobody's getting in trouble for it? That could drive some people crazy, yes?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how many of you guys have been checking on your friends and family, making sure that they're all right? You helping them give themselves a mental checkup from the neck up?
Yeah.
And so why in that process, aren't they going to ask you how you're doing, what you've been up to? Are you okay? How are you coping? Things of that nature. And so somewhere in that, in the midst of these conversations, you'll figure out how to share with them that you started a new stream of income. Yes?
Yep.
Yes.
Isn't that something new and exciting in your life?
Yes.
I mean, in the midst of a pandemic, you managed to start a new stream. And then when you think, I pause for like literally 3 seconds on that. And then I say, by the way, have you ever heard of income shifting? Is this making sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody asked me, somebody say, Sean, well, how have you been? What have you been up to?
Sean, how you been?
Hey, Miss Sean, what you been up to?
What have you been
it's
up to?
awesomely blessed. I mean, what's weird is I've been excited in the midst of all of this nonsense going on in this country. As a matter of fact, I even started a new stream of income. By the way, have you ever heard of income shifting?
Got my shoes on, Mother.
Nice.
Did we lose Sean?
Nope.
No, he just
It's
called.
called uncomfortable silence. The first person to speak loses.
You lost.
No, I hadn't heard of it. What's that, Sean?
You know what? Everybody needs to see this. We actually have 2 income shifting conversations going on today at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern. Which time works best for you?
6 p.m.
Excellent. Is this still your best contact number? Because what I'm going to do is get my business partner to shoot us the link.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, text it to me.
Okay, excellent. We'll shoot that to you in a minute.
And Sean, that's Dr. Hill, that's where I get the cricket. They don't answer once I call back. So what am I not doing effectively?
You've done everything effectively. Next. If you did what I just did. Now, if you've spoken any more, if you added any extra words, and that's what I want you to monitor, because people think they did what I just did, but then when you look back, were there any extra words? Did you invite them to a meeting? Did you invite them to a Zoom? Did you invite them to a presentation? Or did you say everybody needs to see it? Is this your best contact? Which time works best for you? Okay, my partner will send you the link. Did you say that?
I didn't say it that way, no.
How about that way is how you sponsor 50 people?
Okay.
See, there's a huge difference between MWR and UWR. That's the purpose of these conversations.
Right, okay.
But I appreciate your transparency, because a lot of people think they're doing what we're doing, but remember, our old self always creeps in. And that might be that's the part we got to cut off if we're going to earn what other people earn. Does this make sense?
Right.
Now, if somebody says, you know what, Sean, before I get on anything, no, I mean, for real, what is it really?
Okay.
This is what Chuck Hardon taught me. He's my executive district director that sponsored my executive district director. He said to say strategies to move more of your money back into your pocket.
Okay.
He has built an $80,000 annual asset. He built that in about 7 to 8 months. You think I'm gonna say anything more than that ever?
Okay.
See, some people are gonna smart themselves out of $1 million. Because it can't just be that easy. I gotta add this stuff. Because my people, write this in your notes. Moses had people, Jesus had people. I even believe Muhammad had some people. I ain't reading nothing about your people. Let's understand this. When people do what people do, I just want you to remember, people be peopling. No, that's a real thing. People be peopling. And when people start peopling, just understand those are the people that people.
X.
Guess what? We be peopling too. I know none of this is good English. I know English teachers want to throw their ears away right now. But guys, we be peopling too. We stay peopling. How many of you guys did some peopling over the last week? You had something to schedule and you had to reschedule.
Mm.
But did you really have to reschedule for something major, or did you just not feel like doing it? People be peopling. So don't get mad when other people be peopling because you got your little business. Because when you do that, you got a little business. When you're doing big business, you understand in the process that out of these 50, 45 of them are going to be peopling. But those 5 are what you need for $5 a day, guaranteed. Is this making sense?
Yep.
Yes.
Now, Sean, you said something fast and subtle,
Yes, sir.
and I want to make sure they didn't miss it. You said, I'll have my business partner send you the link.
Absolutely. And in that, I'm going to fly through the rest, Richard. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to skip that. If you do this process I'm about to show you, you'll be able to prepare 5 the way that you're being prepared right now. Same conversation. And so here's the process. Anybody ever see this picture before?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now, this picture has made me so much money that I still thank Anthony Moore about every other week whenever I can catch that joker, because he's the person that actually came up with this. Baby songs. I love baby songs, but I have to mute baby songs because we got to train the new babies. And so here's the thing. These 2 memes make you money. Keep them in rotation. Trust me, everybody ain't checking on you like that. I don't want to just keep putting it up. Do you have more friends than the amount of people that liked it the last time?
Yes.
And so in the midst of that, make sure that you are liking other people's stuff so that the algorithms for Facebook, for instance, know that you're a person that actually comments on other people's stuff too. And then they'll make sure your stuff is more visible.
Yep.
If nobody's liking your stuff, it's because you might have been kind of selfish in your liking of their stuff. So get the liking. Another thing that I do is Facebook tells you when it's people's birthdays. LinkedIn tells you when it's their birthdays and their work anniversaries. You start engaging with people when you post these things, more people will see it. But guys, even if you're contacting people and you're asking them, have you ever heard of income shifting? It literally serves the same purpose as these memes. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so when people show an interest, like there's a young lady on this particular conversation right now, Liza Dillard. Everybody say hi, Liza.
Hi, Liza.
So when Liza said, when she liked the picture that she saw, I asked her how she been. And we have income shifting conversations today at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Which one works best for you? I need you to catch this. This thing just said I had a private group where we're sharing land banking, daily pay, credit, and financial tips. Who wants to be added? Does this say anything about Zooms?
No.
I still said we have income shifting conversations today at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Which works best for you? Guys, this is all Liza knows. Is this making sense?
Yep.
If she wants to know more about the first thing she liked, and she said me, she has to answer the question or we're done. Because I'm an excellent fisherman and I have awesome and incredible bait. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Well, Liza said, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I hope all is well for you too. I think 5 p.m. works best for me. That's Eastern Standard Time, right? I said, yes. What's your best contact number? My number is, guys, write this in your notes, give to get. Especially males, give to get. Hey, baby, what's your number is what it looks like if you don't give to get. Sonny, what's your name? Can I have your number? Can I have your number, please? Can I have your number? Can I have your number, please? That's what it looks like. Give to get. When she gave me her number, perfect. I'll have my business partner send you the conversation info. I didn't say the meeting info, did I?
Nope.
I didn't say the Zoom info, did I?
Nope.
I'm inviting her to have a conversation. Is that a little bit different than what you guys have been doing?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So here's the thing. See you there. She said, sounds good. So now, apparently that worked because she's sitting right there. But now here's Liza. Because this is what I sent my mentor for Liza. This is what she sent. Hi, Mr. Hill. Can you add my friend Chris to tomorrow's 7 p.m. guest list? And when you get a chance, send us the invite. Thanks in advance. Some of y'all been sending some stuff that's not that. I'm gonna stop responding to that stuff because this is not a call center. This actually puts edification in place so that I can move your friends, and Mr. Hardon can move your friends, and your other experts can move your friends to action. Now, hey Sean, can you send my friend the link?
Hey, yo, Sean.
Right. What's good with you? I'm gonna say sure and send the link. But because she put edification in place, now I get to humble. Absolutely. I look forward to seeing you both. If it makes sense, let's connect afterwards, Chris. It's like, wow, Mr. Hill said we could connect. Why? Because Liza said so. Is this making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Then you shoot the link. Well, now afterwards, what do? Well, I don't know, but this is what Deidre did. Deidre actually sends the Zoom is open. She doesn't wait for anybody else to send it. She makes sure her guests know the Zoom is open. And then afterwards, she makes sure that whoever's doing her three-way confirmation text know who is on. See, because we're not looking through all these texts to find out if your person is on. And so she said it was great learning income shifting with you, Armita. That tells me to send, hey, Armita, after seeing the income shifting conversation, my mentors always ask, what excited you the most about what you saw? Is this making sense?
Yep.
Yes.
And so then this worked pretty well with Mike Rand's guest, Kathy. She said she's a 3. She wants the experts to expand her cash flow, and she wants to add daily and monthly income to her household. So she said a 3, but she didn't say it to Mike. Is this making sense?
Right.
Chris didn't say it to Liza. They said it to me. Excellent. Now I get on a phone call. They have been pre-qualified, and now they qualify for a phone call. Excellent. Want to hop on a quick call to help you get you started? Help you get you started? Ooh, okay, we'll fix that. And it shows you, it don't matter what you do, people don't read. I have yet to have somebody say, help you get you started. That is not happening. It just answer the question. So Kathy said, call. Please give me 15 minutes. Thanks. Call Kathy. Kathy's in the business. Now, LaTanya said, text would be great. I'm kind of doing multiple things at the moment. So I sent the directions with Melissa's link, and that's Melissa Ramsey's partner, LaTanya. She's also in the business. And so, guys, here's the thing. The people that passed didn't have to do anything else. I told the last direction is, you can't see it, but it says after you do everything, just send me a text, let me know I'm in. So what did LaTanya do? I'm in. Then she gets the welcome text. Is this making sense?
Yes, sir. Same
welcome text you guys got just now, which sets up the same conversation we're on right now. And that's the process.
Fire.
And so with that being said, sir, I hope I did what you wanted me to.
That was it, exactly. And I know you got to get the Zoom open in a second. So here's what I want to do. Everybody first, give Sean a round of applause. Thank him for simplifying the process of you not having to do this alone. Write that in your notes. We are in a home-based business. We are in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. And the people that sponsored you want to help you, and they can.
Yeah.
And they can. So we're not only talking about the financial edge means we don't have to do this all by ourselves. It's also that as we peak and especially pass, that's the main thing in all that message. How many of you saw how quickly each one of those conversations got passed to an expert?
Yes.
How many of you have gotten some of those same text messages?
Mm-hmm.
It's a process. It's a system. You don't have to make it up. And it has predictable results. That's the best part. And so the last thing, I'll make room because you only got, how long? Did you already open the other Zoom on the other computer?
Nah, I'm about to go.
So for those of you that don't know, Sean Hill is presenting at 6 p.m. If you got anybody that needs an income shifting conversation, or you have not yet learned how to do an income shifting conversation, you need to see Sean Hill at 6 p.m. But the second thing is making sure to stay. There's start and share is what we've covered so far, yes?
Yes.
Any questions on sharing?
No.
No questions, no questions, no questions. So let's make sure that we make this not just things that we don't have questions about, but this is our everyday method of operation. And last thing is stay plugged in. make sure that you plug in not just to the Zooms where we do the presentations. Make sure, how many of you have done every one of the things in the checkbox when it comes to staying plugged in? Because right there on howtoshiftyourincome.com, there's the Extra Digit Movement YouTube channel. You know what? Sean Hill also has a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. Almost every day, we try to drop something in, either that we have presented or that we're training on. And Brian Bean has literally decades. Like, he'll pull out something from the classics, from when outside was open, and it'll change your day. And he times them about 7 a.m. every morning. It's something that's good for your brain. Start your day thinking about what's going to be next level. Make sure that you're part of the Extra Digit Movement Facebook group, along with our messenger group and calendar, so that you're in the loop, not depending on someone else to know when things are happening. Does that make sense? Testimony page. And here's the most exciting thing about all this process. And then make sure you're registered with Game Changer. For those of you that haven't been to Game Changer, Game Changer. I think the website is still Game Changer ATL.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Even though it's going to be in internet in January. It is the most comprehensive business building, mindset, message, and money training I've seen done. And one day, we're going to have our own Game Changers. Just think about our conferences down the road. Make sure that you keep learning financially. There's anybody that wants something to read when it comes to money, finance, and the income shifting process. I'm always reading. It always upgrades my thought process so that I get to be a better teacher. But if you take care of the top, meaning if every day you start, you share, and you stay, taking care of the top takes care of the bottom. Does that make sense? Because think about it. Every time you personally sponsor someone, you put them in a circle and a rectangle. Write that down. Every time you personally sponsor somebody, put them in a circle and a rectangle. The other thing you got to write down is if you don't have any circles, those rectangles can't get mysteriously filled somehow else. You got to understand our compensation plan. Sean Hill has sponsored 50 people personally. The way our comp plan works, you only need 3 frontline partners to get to the top. I'll let you read between the lines and read all the sponsorship placement questions in the frequently asked questions, but make sure you fill in these 3 circles. That takes you all the way to the top of this comp plan. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Then you find one customer, one outside customer. Now, here's the first thing. When you fill those 3 circles, that triggers your momentum bonus. They give you 30 days to do it, but here's our goal. We want the story of how you got your momentum bonus in 7 days. Or if you like how Sean Hill, how you got it in 7 hours, right? Invest at 228, account payable 340 the next day. Who likes that number? That's how it works. But then the second thing, if you have all 3 rectangles and all 3 circles, as you get customers, that first customer triggers your daily pay. You need 3 customers, 1 outside customer, 1 person that's not in the business, but just a Financial Edge member. That puts you in the $5 daily guarantee and is the biggest celebration in my life when you get to the point where your business is profitable. But then once you get to the place where you got 3 customers, then the $79, you know we're all Financial Edge members, right? Your membership is now free. So now your total overhead in business is $40, but you're making no less than $150 per month daily guaranteed. Now, I do want to point out to people up front, just that last part. I know it's in fine print, but we had so many people have questions about it, and we figured we put it on the document. There's 2 parts to your monthly membership. There's your business office, which is $40, Financial Ed, $79.97. It comes out as 2 different transactions. No, MWR didn't charge you twice. It's a total of $119. It's the same thing we said. So I just want you to know up front, that's what it looks like. And when you win, everybody say win.
Win.
When you win, let's make sure that we do an awesome job of going and getting recognition that we can put on social media. Has everybody been to the last part of the howtoshiftyourincome.com rewards site?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Sure that every milestone, let's see, like you might not be impressed with $5 a day, but you know what $5 a day says to somebody out there skeptical? They said they would do it and they did it. Mm-hmm. And if you keep going, it chronicles your story. Man, I remember when you were only at $5 a day. You at $20 a day, $600 a month. Man, I remember when you just had a qualified financial director picture. Now you are an area director. This is amazing. So make sure that as you check the boxes, do two things. Take a picture, send it to somebody so that you have accountability in business, because it's your business, but we can also figure out where we're stuck and help one another get unstuck. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So that is my intended time. Are there any questions in the getting started process? I know we specifically put this together because we had a lot of people get started from Friday to today. So I do want to make sure to make time for any of the new people that have questions, or shoot me a text. If you're a new person and you have questions, you don't want to ask people a lot of questions and feel bad. Understand, we're not embarrassing here. Everybody new had the same questions that you do. All right, questions. Bernard, is that a question?
I got a statement and a question.
Okay, good.
One of the biggest things I would like to share and reiterate is about what he said is make sure that you pre-qualify your guests. That's the best way to actually make sure that you are moving through the process. Because if they haven't said yes to, no, I haven't heard income shifting, or no, I don't want to see an income or hear the information, you guys are just kind of be doing busy work. So make sure that they actually answer your questions. If they don't answer your question, you're going nowhere. And then my question was, are you going to actually share the recording?
I will share the recording. You'll get that out there. All right, and you know what? I see somebody flying below the radar, but how many of you know that is not allowed?
Yeah, power builder.
Yep. See, y'all see my little brother down there looking like a deacon. Let me put him on spotlight first. Let's
with the big arm, like.
But I want to make sure, Chuck Hardon, do you have anything that you want to share? Because I got to let y'all know I'm so proud, because as we checking how this thing is going, we're looking at the thumbnail of the person that's about to be the next $1 million ring earner in MWR, and we're going to help him do it, yes?
Yes.
So, Chuck, anything you want to share with everybody in terms of getting started? Because think about this. We've still not been doing this a year yet.
Not yet. Not yet. I have to, hold on. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
I have to figure out how to really fly under the radar. I try to get on so I can learn and so I can better deliver the information. Because you and Sean did a great job. I mean, breaking down, we have a total business on one sheet of paper, and that's all you need. And if you just duplicate that and teach people how to duplicate that, you'll hit every position in this company, and you'll increase your daily pay either every month or every other month. Let's do that. Let's increase our daily pay at least every other month till we at least get up to $100 a day. Who want to jump on that beat? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right? So great job, awesome job. I have nothing else really to add to it, man. I was like, man, that's awesome. We can go ahead and package this up. We can package and sell it. Stamp, sealed and approved. Let's go.
All right, so that'll be on my YouTube channel sometime tonight. Awesome job, everybody. Want to thank you again. Sean Hill tonight at 6 p.m. And then I am back at 8 p.m. with the income shifting conversation. Make sure, invite, have someone help you, and then confirm and follow up. Let's win together. The system is simple. Save yourself stress, time, energy, and money by kissing it. What does that mean?
Keep it
Keep
simple,
it simple,
shawty.
shawty.
He's up. A-town down.